Okay, and the Miracles, because the Miracles were the very first group on Motown, and I have had such great success with the Miracles. Not only just them themselves and Smokey Robinson, but the fact that they were responsible for Diana Ross and Supremes coming to the label, Stevie Wonder, and so many other people. Once Smokey got a hit, everybody started running to Motown.
Motown, the sound that changed America.
Over half a century ago, a determined songwriter, producer, teacher, and entrepreneur birthed Motown. He was a man with a dream to change the American music industry. With an $800 loan, the young, aspiring Berry Gordy established Motown on January 12, 1959. He grew up in Detroit, which was also known as Motor City, so in acknowledgement to his city, he thought of Motor Town, thus calling his record label Motown. Berry Gordy wanted to give a voice to the unheard minority, but not just any voice, a voice that would give America an entirely new sound.
Today, Motown is part of the Universal Music Group managed by UME, Universal Music Enterprises. Gordy once said when he first started Motown, his success started with a dream. That's what's wrong with people. They give up their dreams too soon. I'm never going to give up on mine, he said. And because he didn't give up, African Americans have more opportunities, and American music has changed forever. And thus America as a whole has changed, as not just music has been integrated, but every other aspect of culture and life followed suit.
Smokey Robinson and the Miracles were the first group to achieve a major hit under the Motown record label.
During the 1960s, Motown Records' premier act were the female singing group The Supremes. Founding members of the Supremes were Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, Diana Ross, and Betty McLeod. However, later on, Diana Ross went on to pursue a solo singing career.
One of the first quintets from Motown were the Temptations, consisting of Otis Williams, Ron Tyson, Joe Herndon, Terry Weeks, and Bruce Williamson.
What can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl.
Like the Temptations, the Jackson 5 was also a male quintet.
Later on, one of the members of the Jackson 5 went on to become a solo sensation, the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson.
Now B5, a male quintet derived from Jackson 5, who are also 5 brothers, make music like them today.
Today, Neo, an artist, is a descendant of the old Motown, which kind of makes him a descendant and a reflection of what's new.
Now we have LMFAO, the electric dance music rapping duo, who are direct descendants of Berry Gordy himself. His son, Stephen Gordy, and grandson, Skylar Gordy, have spread their music all over America.
Thought that my claim to fame would be LMFAO.
Motown was kicked off by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, with the Supremes following suit shortly after 53 years ago, when black musicians had a hard time getting into the music industry. Motown shattered the barriers and opened the doors to African Americans which would catch on nationwide to not just blacks but whites and many other ethnicities. Eventually, not just blacks were joining the label, but so were whites. Acts such as the Jackson 5, Rick James, and Tina Marie would skyrocket under the label, and popular culture began to reflect this. It all traces back to 1960s Motown.